Hey, Gibby. My name's Connor, and my question for you is, in when it comes to the 2015 and 2016 teams, we always hear about a lot of the same guys like JD, Jose, Tulowitzki, etc. But for you, who was a guy that not enough people talked about on those teams? Thanks.
Okay, you know who had a big year? Did you say Russell Martin? Did you say
We
Russ
didn't
in that
list
group?
Russell Martin. Nope.
Yeah, hey, Russ was Russ is the backbone. The catcher back there. I tell you the truth, when they brought in Donaldson and Russell, they not only I mean they were they every year their teams would go to the playoffs, right? So they knew what winning was, and basically our team didn't have anybody that been through, been on winning teams, right? And that's big. And they also added toughness to our team, which I think we needed. They both had grit, dirty guys that played the game hard and all that. So Russell was the backbone. But Chris Colabello, I think he gets kind of lost. He ended up having that testing positive for back then.
Mm-hmm.
But that 15 season, that dude got more big hits for us. And uh, it's funny. We were in a playoff game. That playoff game, we lost the first two games of the Rangers, right? And then now we got it at home, so we're going down there to play. I had no doubts in my mind because we were a confident team. We were relaxed. We went down there. It was like no big deal. We thought we could do it. We knew we were too good to bow out three straight, right? So we got the practice day down. You get off, taking BP, and I can remember sitting around the cage and Colabello hitting the group. Donaldson, all the big hitters, middle of the lineup hitters. And then everybody's laughing and joking and talking about, we're talking about home runs, who's got the most power and all that. And Colabello, he was a pretty good hitter, but he also had some pop. And so some guys are hitting some home runs, and he hits a home run to, the ball flew in right field down there in Texas, the old stadium, and he hits one out there, and it's back and forth, and he says to me something about, I got the most power on this team, blah blah whatever. And I might have said something like "prove it" or something like that, right? So then we go to that next game three or some sure enough, he hits a home run out there, and comes in the dugout or whatever it was and says, "Hey, yeah, there you go," So in the heat of the
What a
moment,
guy.
you got one game to winner, you go home, and he's laughing. He tell me, "Hey, what do you think, Skip? What do you think?" I told you, I was, it's like that's kind of the mentality of that group, and the reason they were able to relax. But so there's two of them right there.
You should have told him to prove it sooner, Gibby.
Yeah.
Exactly. Actually, he did all season long, man.
Yeah, he did. He really did. That's true. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, maybe you should have tried that in one of those first two games we played. You know?
All right.
Let's
All
see.
right.
On that. With Stroman, you mentioned Stroman.
No, didn't
I don't
mention
know on that list.
Stroman.
Did you mention?
Did not
Stroman?
mention Stroman on this
Stroman
list.
pitched some big games,
Yes,
and
he did.
but back then. But you always thought of the core, like you said, Donaldson, Batista, Encarnacion, because those are the big three,
Mhm.
Yeah.
But teams that win, really good teams, there's got to be a supporting cast of really good players,
Totally.
And yeah, that was and then Aaron Sanchez, man, Sanchez, he came up the minor leagues and we made him a bullpen guy, and he dominated, and then he goes back to starting at 16. I think he won the ERA crown, then had the blister problems, but he was kind of unheralded. Cecil,
Mhm.
Brett Cecil, we lost him in the playoffs. He didn't get to shine there, but he was as dominant as any reliever that helped us get the ball to us sooner to close out some big games. So, it was really a team full of guys stepping up,
Absolutely.
Dino Navarro, man. Russell Martin took his place,
Yeah,
right?
that's
Yeah.
right.
Dino played great for us until then Russell got there. He limited his time, but he was big. He was big, in his part-time role. Yeah, I'd go on and on with these guys.
Lots of supporting cast for sure. All right.
Yeah.
Thanks for that one.